The endless debate in this country about which way to go when it comes to net zero. Now, according to Chris Bowen, according to the Prime Minister, net zero equals climate change, and if you don't want to do net zero, then somehow you don't want to do anything about climate change, and therefore you are on the wrong side of history. You will doom our country to an endless world of intense bushfires and floods, and forget what history tells you. There is no piece of paper that can prove that Australia acting alone will not be able to change the weather. The reality, of course, is that we're 1% of the world's problems. Matt Canavan, of course, he's arguing the opposite. He's arguing that a country like Australia does not have to cut off one arm, does not have to hop on one leg in order to genuflect in the way of the people who are not doing much work. Remember, Australia, 1% of the problem, China, 33% of the problem. All of what we produce snapped up by China in just over 2 weeks. But nothing to see here. Now, I have been somebody who has been led by the data and the past 2 federal elections, but certainly the most recent federal election, to suggest that, OK, maybe something has cracked, maybe we have moved to a position where, unless you have some sort of a position that is different than the dump net zero position, then you're never going to win an election again. Now, remember, that's different from should we have a net zero position, which again, my position is, well, you're 1% of the world's problem, you're not going to be able to fix anything. But is there something, while the number of people who believe in God has gone like this, the number of people who believe in the environment has gone like that, that maybe something has changed in the Australian population? There are 2 very different things between what you believe and what would be a political result. So for the past couple of nights, I've been fascinated by an opinion poll which was done by our mate Cos Samaras for the Redbridge Group, published in the Australian Financial Review. It shows, basically, the same number of people would like the Liberal Party to drop, or the coalition to drop net zero 2050, as the same number of people who say don't drop it. So the question becomes 26%. Now, this grey area of don't know, are these the same people who sat in the don't know column when it came to The Voice? They were the difference between 60-40 yes and 60-40 no. Which way are these people leaning? Because once you actually look a little deeper into this, again, should the coalition abandon net zero? All voters, 37% yes, no, 37% not sure, 26%. Majority of coalition voters say, yeah, let's get rid of it. 24% say no, 22% are not sure. So, OK, is there some opportunity? All right. If you decide to get rid of it, are there people who agree with you who wouldn't otherwise vote for you? Well, 23% of Labor people claim that the coalition should get rid of net zero. Now, again, very particular words that are used here, right? Which is, do they want the coalition to get rid of net zero because they think it's better for Labor, better for the Greens? I don't know. We'll ask Cos, the man behind this here, because this is probably the only data in the market that actually tells us where the opportunities are of abandoning net zero or sticking by it but finding a different way to get there. In terms of the age groups, 47% of Gen Z say no, 43% of millennials say no, but then it flips. Once you start to move towards Gen X, so sort of 35 and above, millennials, which is 35 and above, sort of cusp is about 45 for Gen Xers. That's 39% saying yes, 50% are baby boomers. But again, a third of millennials and a bit less than 1 in 5 Gen Z. Is that areas that could be open for discussion? 35% in that grey area. 28, 19. Are they up for grabs? Are they being too polite? Are they answering the not understanding the question? We'll all find out together. Cos Samaras, head of the Redbridge Group, he'll join us before we are done tonight. If you care about whether the coalition should or shouldn't have net zero, a must-watch conversation.